of Petroleum and Energy Minister Abdoulaye Diop has said the country could lose its power generation from Senegal if incumbent President Macky Sall leaves office. Mr. Diop said Senelec, the Senegalese energy agency which is currently supplying Gambia with electricity, is not happy with the supply services it is rendering to the Gambia's electricity and the water supplier, NAWEC, as it is owing them over $20 million as past arrears. The issue of power generation in the country has prompted the Minister of Petroleum to call for an official for a critical stakeholders dialogue to identify key risks facing the electricity generation in the country. Let's go by the story and come back.
In April 2022, the country's electricity company NAWEC signed a power purchasing agreement with the Associated National Electricity to Senegal, Senelec, to facilitate the importation of 50 megawatts of electricity through the Somabirkama OMVG substations for 5 years. However, NAWEC is set to owe Senelec an area of over $20 million for the generation of power into the country. Minister Diop said in the stakeholder forum that Senelec is not currently happy still supplying the Gambia with power, as the Senegalese President Sall has asked them not to cut off the power generation despite NAWEC owing them millions of dollars. The minister is worried about how the Gambia will cope if Macky leaves office by next year.
Now imagine today, come February, there's a change of government in Senegal because Macky Sall is leaving. He said that. And then you have a government in Senegal that is not aligned with the aspirations of the country. There is no that cordial brotherly relationship. Already we know that Senelec is not very happy with the fact that NAWEC owes them today, due to past arrears, almost $20.5 million, that they are not happy that they cannot cut NAWEC. And that they are not happy because the president of Senegal has told them that do not cut NAWEC. But already at the operational level between NAWEC and Senelec, they know that there is a problem. They're not very happy about that. So what happens is this: come February, March, there's a change of government. Now, Senelec, what is the likelihood, the worst case scenario? They may decide to hold back. Already, like the vice president said the other day, you know, governments, when they know you are going out, they wait you out.
Minister Diop also said that following the declaration of President Sall stepping down, Senelec has already started reducing the load of the power generation for the Gambia.
Already, following the announcement of the president, they started intermittently reducing the load. We have seen that almost 2 or 3 times, where in the evening, during peak period, the Senelec called NAWEC and said that we're reducing the load from 30 megawatts to 5 megawatts. And it caused outages during the peak period. So I sat down and I said, then what? Our generation in country that we have cannot meet the load. It cannot. There is no way we cannot meet the load.
However, Sidi Keita, the Minister of Finance and Economic Affairs, urged the ministry to look for ways to solve the issue of electricity and reboot their strategies.
That's why you have your expertise in this domain. You should take it up on board to look at the risks that these geopolitical challenges pose. You should take this to reboot your strategy, because it's strategy and execution. Now you are in the execution phase, you are in the deep sea. There is no fallback position. What do you do? Honorable Minister, I think the roadmap, it's while very contingent on tapping power from external sources, has inherent risks. And it was unfortunate that these risks were not identified earlier.
The power shortage nightmare in the country may continue to be a major challenge for the citizenry, as the government is yet to find a tangible solution to solve the frequent power outage. The issue of power generation in both long and short-term periods looms worry on the Gambia government, prompting this stakeholder meeting in order to explore potential new areas of interventions to avert possible power supply shortage. Reporting for Eyeafrica News, I am Mariama Cham.